Yeah, we are on YouTube. So let's start. Good evening, YouTube. We are here for another English immersion. My name is Warley, and the topic for today is manage your time. But before to start, I would like to explain a little bit about Talk and Talk and about this kind of immersion, so you that are watching us on YouTube can understand how this idea works. So, Talk and Talk is a conversation platform for beginner, intermediate, and advanced speakers. It's not someone that are live on English, and it's not a regular class, so we don't focus on corrections, for example. I'm not an English teacher at all. So the idea is to develop your fluency and your confidence as an English speaker. Okay, so that's the main idea. Besides English, you have other languages like Spanish, French, Italian, and German, I believe. And you can see all of that on the Talk and Talk website. Okay. So with that in mind, I think we can go to the introductions, and after that, to take questions. So, Pedrito, can you please introduce yourself for us?
Sure. So my name is Pedrito. I'm 36 years old. I live in Santa Maria, Rio Grande do Sul. I'm married and I have a daughter. She is 9 years old. And I work with IT as a DevOps engineer for 17 years. I work with IT and as a DevOps the last 5 years. In my free time, I try to enjoy with my family, go outside, take a run sometimes, and take some new course about new techs, new technologies in my area. That's it.
Amazing, amazing. And what about you, Kelvin? Can you please introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, of course. My name is Kelvin. I'm 22 years old. Like Pedrita, I am from IT area. I work as a senior software engineer. And my free time, I like stay at home, uh, and watch something with my girlfriend, play video games. Sometimes go out to our restaurants. I don't like so many party like carnival. Because the next week is Carnival. We are talking with my friends that I like Carnival only because we don't work these days, not because I like to enjoy the Carnival party. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's a good point. Where are you from, or where do you live right now?
Actually, I'm living on Ceará, in a city called Maranguape, nearby Fortaleza. However, I was born in São Paulo, and I came to Ceará when I was 3 years, I think. Yeah, I'm basically from Nordeste. However, I born on São Paulo.
Okay, okay. I really feel you. The point with the carnival, for example, we have the holiday on and all this stuff, and I feel the same. I don't like the party and all this stuff and go to the street and all this idea, but I really like the time that we are relaxing or don't when we don't work. Actually, and I can travel, for example. I will do that. I live in Recife, and here is like incredible, the idea of carnival, and it will be really crowded here next week, and I will go to travel to other city to try to leave this craziness point. So yeah, I feel the same. But yeah, a lot of people like to do that, like the carnival and all this stuff. But okay, it's not my idea as well. Amazing. So, about me, my name is Warley. I'm 25. I live in Recife, as I said. I work with IT as well as a project manager. I was a developer before, and now I'm working as a project manager. Um, I'm also English host here on Talk and Talk. I have started here in 2022 with Spanish, and nowadays I'm focused more on English. Um, I like to learn language. I like to learn about neuroscience and behavior. I like to run. And yeah, I think that's all about me. So let's start with the question number one. How do you usually plan your day? And do you use a schedule or just go with the flow by the days and all this stuff? What do you think, Pedrito, about it?
Nowadays, I try to be more organized in that case. I'm try to managing my daily routine in the Google Agenda, uh, create alarms and the remembers to my schedules. And it works for me. I think like my work schedules and my uh, other schedules like this meeting or other things, I put all in there, and it's more comfortable to me now.
And how do you deal, for example, when you have unplanned activities or something like that on your routine? Is that so common or it's okay for you when it's happened?
Yeah, when you have a children, it's common. But I'm try to organize in regular situations like uh, uh, putting urgent or other kind of schedules and things to do, uh, and prioritize something needed more attention. But try to follow the agenda.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was asking about it because I think sometimes we use a lot the point of schedule and we have some places and slots of time to work and to do activities or study or something like that. But when we have unplanned activities that's impacting on your schedule, it's complicated to deal with that, you know. And sometimes it's pretty hard if you have a so crowded schedule or something like that. So you need to have a flexible way to deal with that, and you need to have flexible slots of time on your schedule as well, and it happens a lot, you know. We have other activities that we are not planned. So yeah, that's an important point, I believe, to maybe deal with that, you know. But okay, and what about you, Kelvin? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I plan basically everything in my routine. From Monday to Friday, I don't plan the weekends. I keep these days more free to do what I want, basically. But from Monday to Friday, I have a strict routine. I like Pedrito, I put everything in Google Calendar and I follow this strict. I don't have so many things that me shape my schedule. So almost everything I made the same thing, the same hour, and I still what the word reserve time in my schedule to during the week to make my things that I want, like a free time for me. How in the weekends I keep free. I do the same things in the weeks basically. However, how I don't working, I have more free time and I do things that I want to do or new things. Like for example, now I'm trying to learn calisthenics, and sometimes in the weekends, any hour, I I reserve a space in my house and try to do something. So yeah, but in general, I like to have a routine and plan my step by step one a day. And yeah, I think I never just go in the flow, because when we are always studying or working, we should have a routine. We don't have so many options, because mainly when it's presential, we have to wake up early, uh, take a shower, eat something, go to a place, make something, go to your house, and in this free time we can do something like play or study, something like this. So I don't have a free time in my life. I study and working, so I almost in my entire life have a routine, and yeah, I like have a routine too.
Yeah, that's a good point. You said about you have the planned points and the planned activities that you need to do, and you have a specific schedule to do that, and you have like the weekend free and all this idea. But is that because you realize before some mistake that you did, for example, and you have changed that, or is just like that and just like that before as well?
It's because I try to organize my weekend. However, sometimes I don't follow it because or in the Friday I go to the bed so tarde. I forgot the word. Vou dormir
Late.
muito tarde. Yeah, thank you. I will go to the bed so late. So I wake up late and mess everything. Or someone ask me for go out and I go because it's the weekend. I should enjoy the life too. So yeah, and when I don't do these things that I schedule in the weekend, I feel that I am doing something wrong. Even when I take this time to appreciate something. So I prefer don't schedule nothing in the weekend. I have a list that the things I want to do. However, I don't schedule any time for this. If I have time, I do. Only this.
Yeah, I have asked that because um, before I was trying to do things every day, even on weekend. And when I was on the college, for example, I was focused a lot on that, and I was like procrastinating by during the week, and I wanted to compensate that on weekend, so I had like a schedule for the 7 days, and it was pretty complicated because I wasn't relaxing anytime, so it's pretty hard, and I have changed that by the years. And nowadays, for example, I like to balance more this point. And other point, for example, that I try to do nowadays is to try to don't have activities so close with the others, like to with a gap between them, because it's pretty complicated when you are in activity and you need to have the transition for other, and you don't have a time to just relax some minutes, and maybe one activity is like doing more, and you need to postergate the other activity, the next activity, and it's all a mess. So I think we learn a lot when we have a schedule and when you focus on try to follow that. So it's pretty nice, and it's nice to like review your schedule as well and try to change and try to improve and have time to relax and all this stuff. I believe it's so important, and I've learned a lot about that as well. So that's a good point. Um, okay, so let's go to the question number two. What are some common time-wasting activities, and how can we avoid them, or how can that happen with you? What do you think, Kelvin? Let me know about you.
So I think the more easily and common time waste activity is get your cell phone next to you. You are doing something and you pause it on 1 second, you get your phone and see the notification. And sometimes we open an app and is scrolling for like 10 minutes and you didn't see the time pass. I think it's more common and easy for everyone. So to avoid this, I try to turn my cell phone down, and I remove the vibration and the sound, so I don't see when a notification comes up, and I don't need to keep my cell phone so away from me. For example, the people said, "Oh, you can keep your cell phone in another room or in the kitchen so you can get it." Yeah, I think it's work if you are like addicted on social media, for example, or some play, some games on your cell phone. However, I get more distracted when I see a notification. So only turn down the cell phone is working for me. And other activity is when you live in basic, you don't have a space only for you. For example, you're working remotely or studying something like that. You always have someone or something next to you. Like for example, I'm talking with you and my dog just entered my room and lay down in my foot. So this distracts me. I'm working. He do this with me, and I started to play with him for like 5 minutes, and I didn't see it. So it's more natural uh, activity that happens in your day, like your sibling or your mom came to talk with you. So it's not a completely waste of time. However, this take off your focus, for example, and you have to organize your mind and restart everything again. Yeah, I think it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it's important to have time with family and when with others actually, but it's important to have time for that, because when you are working or when you are studying, for example, you are on a focus mode, and it's important to follow that. And you need to just have these spots of time, and you need to have this spot of time to just relax, to go or go out for other place or talk with someone, and that's okay. But it's pretty complicated when someone is interrupting you when you are on a focus mode, studying or working. It's pretty hard. And about notifications that you said, I totally agree with that. Is the most hard point for me, for example, because I'm here and I'm here with my cell phone. And like if a notification comes up, I will be distracted with that. And when I'm working, when I'm studying, it's pretty hard. Not just notification, but when I'm here and I don't know, because of I don't know why, but I'm here and I get my cell phone and I'm starting to see a social media, for example, and it's like 40 minutes and I didn't realize that. So it's pretty complicated to deal with that, and notification is worse. Yeah, go ahead, Gavin.
It's basically automatic. You
Yeah.
are doing nothing and you get your phone started uh, navigating or something. And yeah, basically it. So, and now I have this smartwatch that has notification. And this is the worst thing you should to turn out this notification because they don't make sounds but vibrating your pulse. I think it's pulse, I don't know. So you for harm, it's bad. You for harm, and they don't stop. Oh, it's so annoying. And I keep almost the entire day without them. I only use to the gym and when I go to the bed and I turn on the sleep mode so I don't see the notification. But however, this I forgot the word atrapalha, né? Que nossa atenção so much.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's nice when you have notification on your cell phone or on your smartwatch, for example. Uh, but it's pretty complicated if you are studying or doing something that you need to focus. So because of that, for example, when I'm when I'm working, I turn off the notifications or I turn off the sound, for example, uh, and I try to don't have notifications on this time. So that me helps a lot. Maybe I turn off the Wi-Fi, for example, the internet, and it will be better. And I don't know if someone is need me, or if it's some if it's something urgent, they need to call me, but not with on WhatsApp or something like that, because it's pretty hard to focus with a lot of notifications. I can't. But the point of using cell phone, for example, is hard for me because I don't know. sometimes I'm just watching a video or studying or working, and I get bored and I start to use the cell phone and go to the social media. So it's like automatic, as you said, and it's pretty hard to change that, you know. So I waste a lot of time with that, and it's hard. It's hard when you use social media like 1 or 2 hours every day. It's a lot of time wasted when you think about a week or a month, you know. It's hard. It's hard. Um, and what do you think about this question number two, Pedrito? Let me know your opinion.
Yeah, I tried during my working hours. I try to put myself on in vibration mode too, and silence mode. Try to follow just sometimes about my wife communication, but it works for me about my cell phone, and have days I don't I don't see the notifications on my cell phone, and my wife getting home and and why do not respond me? But I don't know. It's complicated to uh, to get accustomed with it, and but it's good when you get it. You got it. And about other things, I don't know. Maybe uh, loudly noises like constructions, sound. Here, side my apartment, have a construction, and sometimes I just need to close all windows to to get more comfortable. And when I try to do something new, need more attention, I think uh, I prefer a silence, not other sounds like TV sounds or other things. So for me, is things like that, construction sounds and TV sounds loudly, that things.
Yeah, you brought other interesting point because it's not about distractions on your cell phone or someone that's talking with you, but it's also about the noise, you know, that you have on the street and all this stuff. Because it's pretty hard, for me, for example, to concentrate on something, to study or some of like that on my work. When I have a noise on the background on the street, for example, you know. So it's pretty annoying to do that, and it's pretty hard to concentrate yourself on something when you have a lot of noise uh, uh, near to you. But for example, in my case, I don't like to use even music when I'm focused on study or working on a task that I need to focus into thinking, you know. I can't. I know that a lot of people like to work with music, for example, but I definitely can't. I can't to concentrate myself on thinking on my head and study or reading something or doing activity that is not so automatic. That I need to think when I'm listening a music, you know. I got really distracted with that. I don't know if it's happened with you, you both, but with me, it's pretty complicated to concentrate with music. I can't.
Yeah, me too. Maybe sometimes I try to put my focus in other side to a minute, for example, and try to listen to music, but just to, I don't know, refresh my mind and put my concentration in other things to come back and concentrate again without music. But during my work day, for example, during my tasks, I prefer not listen to music or other sounds to not I can't concentrate too.
Yeah, I don't like to listen music, and I prefer to have not anyone noise, kind of noise. However, I have a talent that I can ignore everything that happens around me when I'm focused. I don't know the people that notice it, mainly my girlfriend. Like when I was in college and I was studying programming, I was coding in a class with 40 people talking and they watch something and play music, and I am focused on the computer uh, coding, and I cannot anyone. It's basically when I was only my world, and when I'm working, it's the same thing. I work in a room with, I think, 20 people talking with each other, explain things, watching something, listen music, and I can ignore everything, focus on my job or in my activity, and do this like when I was alone. So I like this. However, I know that the most of people can do this. Like, for example, in this working, I saw that some of my colleagues go out the room and go a quiet place to work because they can't focus and working with so many noise. However, for me, it is basically indifferent. I can ignore it. I don't know why. However, I can, and it's good.
Yeah, it's a really impressive skill, and I would like to have that, but I definitely can't, you know. It's complicated when I have a noise, for example, to concentrate, and when you have a lot of people, for example, on the class, and you are focused on that, it's pretty nice because you can like focus just what are you doing, and it's pretty important, you know. For example, on the on the office when I'm working, and when I have a lot of people near me talking, for example, it's hard for me to concentrate if I'm doing something that I need to think something important, you know. It happens exactly with music. I can listen music when I'm doing something if this task is like automatic or something that I really know already how to do that. But if I need to think and to create scenarios, for example, about something, I definitely can't. I can't concentrate because like I have one voice on my head that's my voice or something like that thinking, and I have the other voice that's the music, you know, or the noise. So I can't. It's like impossible to do that. But yeah, that's it's pretty nice the people that can do that. And okay, I definitely can't. But okay, let's move on. Um, Let's go to the question number three. Do you prefer to complete important tasks in the morning or later in the day? And why do you do that, for example? Uh, Let me know about you, Kelvin. What do you think?
I prefer not in the late, however, I prefer the afternoon. Uh, I think I am more focused and more productive in the afternoon. In the morning, I can do my activities I started doing. However, I feel that in the afternoon I can do the same thing more fast and more productive, more focused. So the morning I I take the morning to organize my activities, talking with the people that need my help, and focus on my activities in the afternoon. And yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know if because the morning I am in the sleep mode, I'm still in sleep mode, and in the afternoon I go to the gym in the noon, maybe noon I think. I go to the gym at noon, and I'm lost, so I'm more energetic I think. So I can focus better. However, and so I prefer do my critical and important things at afternoon.
Yeah, I feel the same, I believe. I prefer to do things at afternoon, in the afternoon, because I don't know, maybe it's because I'm like lazy on the morning, you know, and in the morning. So it's because of that. But I don't think that I have so uh, actually I don't have that I don't believe that I have a so different point of productivity between both, you know. I don't think it's a really difference between both. But in a general way, I prefer to do things in the afternoon and in the beginning of the night, for example. But yeah, it's maybe because of that. But in a general way, about important tasks, I like to do that before, you know. It's like a think that I'm a fresh mind to focus on that, and it's a really important thing that I completely done. So for me, it's better if I can do that before, you know. If I need to postergate that to the end of my day, it will be hard because I won't have like a fresh mind to think about that, you know. So I prefer to do before. But and what about you, Pedro? How do you do?
About important tasks, I usually try to start that tasks uh, in the morning, early in the morning, uh, and develop the solution during the day. And for me, I think I'm more focused in the morning and after the mid of the afternoon. I don't know, because after the lunch, I feel lazy, and maybe I need a coffee, things like that. And I usually end my day completing these tasks, these activities, for example, uh, before end my day. Yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense. Sometimes I feel that, you know, that I'm really lazy after lunch, for example. But I don't know. I believe it depends a lot of the day and what I I have eaten, or I don't know, is maybe related to if I have an important appointment in the beginning of the after on the afternoon, for example, and maybe I'm like active for that, and I don't feel this laziness feeling. But sometimes it happens and it's pretty complicated. Maybe if you have a meeting, for example, a board meeting after lunch, it's pretty complicated to concentrate that on that and focus on that. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pay attention on that, you know. But okay, I think we can jump to question number four. I believe that we have answered that yet. So let's go to question number five. Have you ever used time management techniques like the Pomodoro technique or time blocking? And did they work for you, or how was that on your experience? What do you think, Pedrito?
Uh, I'm used it more like timers for some tasks and to remind me about things. Uh, I don't. I I already searched about the Pomodoro techniques, but I don't use it before yet. And uh, I don't know. I see like the Windows system have some kind of to block to not do not disturb. have to put in this in to not have notifications appears. To do some tests is it's important. And I feel yeah, I just do the things.
Yeah, I have used Pomodoro before, for example, when I need to study for a long time. Um, and I think it's a nice technique to focus, for example, when you don't have motivation to focus and to stay studying or doing something. But I have stopped to use that because uh, I believe that when you have uh, when you are working and you have a lot of activities, it's hard to just divide your day of work on spots of 25 minutes or something like that, you know. So what will happen? You are gonna work, for example, for a lot of hours or something like that, and you have a pause when you have like time between the work, you know, or something like that, or between a meeting, for example, or two meetings, or this idea. So in a general way, I believe that on my routine right now, is useless to use the Pomodoro technique because I don't have time to divide my work day, you know, so it's hard to use that. But for example, when you have this flexibility to use, and when you are studying, for example, I believe that's so important because you can divide time to focus, and you have this focus for like an hour or 2 hours, you know, and you have a pause, and after you focus again on the task or on the study, for example. So I think it's nice on this point, but I don't think that all the people need to use, and I don't think it's useful for everyone, you know. But it's a nice technique, I believe. And what about you, Kelvin? What do you think?
I never use these techniques actively, like I want to do this, because I totally agree with what you said now. I'm working, so I'm focusing for like 3 hours straight, and it's not so effectively. However, I have a forced Pomodoro, like my water bottle, because I drink, I think, 50, 500 mLs for hours. So each hour I will take more hour and go to the bathroom, like basically 1 hour. It's almost chronometered. So it's like a Pomodoro forced Pomodoro. But I never try to do this by myself, and I think I never searched a kind of these techniques. I have I don't know. I'm thinking. Okay. Uh, I can easily stay on focus in something. I can do this with more easily. Like when I'm studying programming and English, so I working until 6 p.m. and 6 p.m. I turn out to study programming, and this I study 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. and 7 p.m. I turn out to study in English, and I can focus between this easily. So I don't have so many problems with focus and stay doing the same thing for a lot of time. And so I never searched this kind of technique.
Yeah, that's a good point. The point of to have like a forced Pomodoro is nice. Even if you have do that with drink water, for example. So actually, that's super important. Drink water is important, so important. And maybe it's like a natural thing, so it's nice. You have like a pause and you go out, for example, and you come back, so it's nice. And that's the idea in the general way to Pomodoro. It's like relax your brain for some specific minutes and go back with a fresh air, for example, and a fresh mind to focus again on the task or on the study. So that's pretty nice. And yeah, it's important. I believe when you have this flexibility and when you can do that, it's pretty nice. It's a nice technique to use, But in a general way, for example, going to the question number six, do you think multitasking helps you get more done, or does it make you less productive? And why do you think about that, Kelvin?
I think it's less productive because even if it's easy, change the context of your task, you take a time. Someone needs more time to change it of the context. Someone needs less time. However, we spend time on this. So we are doing two or three tasks at the same time. We needed to remember and synchronize the three things at the same time. Our brain can work in three things at the same time. So even if you think it's more productive this way, in the end of the day, your brain will full. I can say that. I think you got more tired. So I think in general, it's better taking one tasking for a time and try to finish it. Try to finish it before you get other tasks or try to help someone like change your context.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. And what do you think about that, Pedrito? Let me know.
Yeah, about multitasking, I prefer a task by time too, uh, to concentrate more, to try to finish, to get another one. But if I had to lead with multitasking during my day, for example, I try to restart with one, and if I have more ideas to complete that in that time, I go to other one, uh, and try to change my focus. It's a good way, I think, for depending the task, change your focus, and after that you can return the task before and have new ideas to finish. Uh, for me, that this works, uh, and I try to follow this.
Yeah, I agree with you both. I think when you are doing multitasking, I believe that you have the feeling that you are doing more things, that you are doing more tasks and you think that's amazing. But actually, I believe that's not true. I believe you have this perception, but it's not true, It's not the specific point of you are doing more tasks. You are doing the tasks in a worse way, So you don't focus more and you don't focus well on a task and you can concentrate 100% on that. So I believe in a general way people shouldn't do multitasking, It's like a perception, but it's not true. You can focus on two things, for example, or more at the same time. You need to focus on just one. And you, uh, maybe it's like a paradox, but it's better when you focus on one task at a time and you focus on that. So yeah, for me, work like that, and I believe for a lot of people, it's more nice when you do that. But okay, I believe that we can go to the question number 10 to end the immersion. So, what advice would you give to someone struggling with time management nowadays? Um, what do you think, Pedrito?
Maybe starting classificate the tasks, uh, like the urgent ones, the and the others, and but it's important to have a list of the all tasks to you can see is different if you I don't know have in your mind and if you see all tasks in a list. Uh, I think it's more easy to classify and prioritize the tasks to organize your day.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think to have a prioritizing, like prioritizing the task and have a priority on that is pretty important uh, to focus on something. You know, we are talking about multitasking, for example, and it's pretty nice to focus just on one task. So have priority on task is important, in my opinion. I we agree with you. And what about you, Kelvin? What do you think?
Uh, I think the first thing is create a list with the things that you should to do and the things you want to do. Because if we're doing only things we should, we get sad. I think we need time to do the things we want. And like Pedro said, prioritize this. Put the time you need for this activity to, and now you have all your activities, the priority and the time. So you can try to organize your schedule to fill the gaps with each activity. Sometimes we can't add everything we needed to leave something. However, I think it's the best way organize organize your task. Basically,
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think uh, well, we talk about the point of priority and all this stuff, but I believe, in my opinion, the first step is like you need to have a schedule. You know, you really need to have a schedule for your day or for your week or for your month, for example. It's important to know what you need to do. It's the first step. With that, you can like to have priority and divide your time, for example. And it's important also, as I said before, to have like a relaxed time or a gap between them to just relax. You don't you shouldn't do tasks all the time and all this stuff. But the most important for me is like you need to have a agenda, you need to have a calendar, and you need to have this schedule. You know, so for me that's the most important point. But okay, I would like to know about the girls that were in the second room. How was the conversation beforehand? So, how was that for you, Paula? Let me know. How was the conversation for you and the topic?
It's interesting. And I think we three agree with you. We have schedules, diaries to put our life on on way.
Amazing, amazing. And how was that for you, Michaele? Let me know.
It was great. The girls, it's amazing. We talk a lot about many things.
Amazing, amazing. And how was that for you, Glorinha? Let me know.
Oh, it's a good conversation with Paula and Michaele. We're talking a lot with the time. And in my opinion, if you have discipline, you can to do anything in your life.
Exactly that. Exactly that. I totally agree with you. So we don't have time for more questions and for the immersion, so I just would like to say you that I have sent the link of the survey on the chat. As you said, it's a normal survey. You can say what did you think about immersion, and also suggest other topics that you want to talk about. I hope you all enjoy the conversation, and I see you on the next time on other immersion, my immersion, or in other immersion as well. Okay, so thank you all, and I see you. Bye bye.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye-bye.